Hello everybody! Welcome to the PlayBook Peek. It is a quick little live that I have wanted to do to feature our newest playbook to the Reset Girl community. I want to let you guys know that I'm going to address any questions about the playbook at the end of the flip through. I just want to jump in and just go through it really quick so that our friends who are watching this as a replay can just see the goods, see all the good stuff. And then if you have any questions about it, I will get to the end. I will get to those at the end. And I appreciate how many of you are in the chat room right now. That just warms my heart that you've shown up. As some of you know, I have recently come out of the hospital. I'm not feeling my best, but I love this book so much. So much work goes into it, so much love, and I'm rallying because I really want it to have its moment in the sun, because it deserves that. It's such a fabulous product, and the reason why the Crafty Club Playbook exists is it's for busy crafters. It's for busy women who may not take the time to do crafting on their own, because a lot of us struggle with blank page syndrome. So often when we go to grab you know, a notebook like this to art journal in or work in, this can feel a bit intimidating. So the Crafty Club Playbook exists so that it is like a grown-up girls activity book, and the pages are designed for you to easily contribute your customization, your ideas, your crafting, your skills, your style to the pages. So what I have here is a Crafty Club Playbook. This is our new spring edition, and it's been trimmed down already, so it's roughly the size of the classic Happy Planner. And you can bind this in multiple ways, so you can make it a disc-bound book, which I am looking for my crafty book right now, because that would have been a good idea to have for you to look at. I do not see it anywhere. So you could do this as a disc-bound book, or you could punch it and put rings in it, which is probably what I'm going to do this time around. If you have never done a playbook before, we do have a wonderful workshop available called the Crafty Club Playbook Workshop #1. It's the same workshop that we just debuted for the winter, but it is available now as a standalone workshop that you can... That's not it. Mr. Crafty has now joined me in the hunt for my winter book, which I just had here the other day. I have not been crafting at all. I feel like I'm a stranger in my own craft room right now, so I am not sure where it is. It's probably back there on the ledge somewhere. Thank you, Hank. So I did a disc-bound version of it this last time, but I think I'm going to end up doing rings this time around. And if you, thank you very much. Okay, here we go. I used it for photography the other day. So here's my disc-bound version of the winter, and here is spring. So these were designed so that you could have standalone editions, so each one could, you know, be its own separate book. And because we are using, like I am using a disc-bound version this time around, you can use the Happy Planner pocket pages in the back and add more fun to those, as well as the pages that come with the actual playbook. So it was designed specifically to work with some of the accessories that are available with, you know, one of the more popular planners out there. So like I said, I think I'm going to do a binder rings, kind of treat it like a junk journal and add pocket pages to it that way. I think that's going to be my approach. But like I said, if you have not assembled one before, we have a workshop that we put together that could help you step by step choose to do it disc bound or to do it ring bound, and you would have additional ideas of how to set up the dividers, how to customize it. So that's also available on the page, which we are going to link that below in the description box of the video, so that you can just go immediately to the page that covers all the information about the Crafty Club Playbook and the different ways that you can purchase it. So here's the spring edition. I'm going to flip through it real quick and then show you the additional printables that come with it as a complete package. So it has the book and then there's a kit. So the book has its little cover, which is brand new. This is our little cover girl. Her name is Vanessa, so she's a specific girl that we have made for the covers, which I love her. She's so cute. And then we have our title page, this playbook belongs to, and then it's time to play, little story about the Crafty Club book, and then our table of contents. This is a printable book, so it's all something that you would print on your own, and you would print it double-sided. We include very specific directions on how to print it, and so that it's very specific, and all the files are labeled so you know which files get printed on what type of paper, whether they're single-sided or double-sided. So we try to take as much of the guesswork out as possible. So then we are jumping into the playbook. Here's the page tracker. We have a washi ring challenge this season, so now you can choose from very specific types of washi that you're filling in here on your ring. And then we have a place, these are what I call splits, and this is where you would put your divider, would be down in the middle of these, which I will show you the dividers in a moment. And then here is your spring, the spring highlights, so you can write a letter to spring here on your little typewriter, and then you have a list here to record all of your spring highlights. What are the things that you did, what you'll be doing over the spring. And then we have our spread for doing a collage. I love doing a collage. This is a really great time to like create like an assembly of images, stickers, whatever makes you think of spring, you can do that here. You'll notice that there's really not a lot of seasonality to the book. We are specifically kind of removing that away so that the book is more everyday crafting despite what season it is, and that way it's more inclusive to our international friends. And it's just more focused on the crafting itself, and that you have the opportunity to add all of that delicious seasonal stuff. So seasonal here in spring, it's very floral, but spring in Australia, for instance, is fall, so it's kind of the opposite. So you can kind of make it your own. So March, we are starting out March with our documentation pages. So here you have where you can record what you're doing currently, what you're obsessed with, your done list. Like, what did you actually do? What did you know, a lot of us think about what we're planning to do, but then there's a lot of things we end up doing that we didn't plan. And this is a really great way to record that. And then we have our memory keeping for March. And this is a really fun way of doing memory keeping. We have taken all of like the hard work out of it, some of the things that kind of make us feel like, where do we start? So here you just are filling in the little spots with little photos that you take and print out, and then just fill in. If you want to embellish further because you have time, because you have the motivation to do that, that's awesome. But we've set the page up already super cute, so all you need to do is fill in the blanks with your own photos. And then here is your documentation spread for April. Cute little honey. And then April's spread for recording photos, a lot of 2x3 photos, 3x4. They're all labeled so you know what belongs to what. We've also included templates to help you cut out the little photos that you might have and can add, or you can even snip pictures out of magazines. You don't even have to use photos if you don't want to. And then there is the May documentation spread, so you can record what happened in May, and then there is May's memory keeping spread. So you have a series, a little collage of 2x3 photos, and then a 3x4 over here. And then we are moving on. Here is another place that we're going to put a divider, and I can show you here like as an example. So here in my winter book, the dividers, here's one here that I've backed with scrapbook paper. See how it sits in between the split? So we are just recreating that same thing here by adding The divider keeps them separate, and that way you have a nice start to your new section, and then you have an end to your old section, and that's why we create these cute little spreads. So here we are moving into the activity section of the Crafty Club Playbook. So you have a little journaling spot. Here is Dress the Honeys. This is one of my very favorite activities, is dressing them, because I like to use scrapbook paper to do their outfits. We have a Connect the Dots. We have a page where you can create a collage of your choice with anything. So it could be create a collage with stamps or stickers or washi strips or hexes or a shape like squares. Whatever you want to, you know, snips, magazine clippings, it could be any kind of collage. You determine which that is. A new maze. Color the washi stack, so filling this in with any kind of watercolor, markers, pencils. And then we have a word puzzle here, building a dollhouse with scrapbook paper. You can even add little figures, like doodle little furniture in there. I'm actually looking forward to this. This was my request to have a dollhouse, so we'll see how that goes. Here's Embellish the Hexyz. This is one of my favorite layouts, is to do Hexyz. So based on one of my favorite pages that I like doing, I wanted you guys to have the opportunity. There's a template that is provided to you that matches this exact same hexagon, and that way you can take it and use it to cut around pictures, around scrapbook paper, if you do not happen to have the punch that goes with it. So there is a punch made by Fiskars. It's the very extra large one, but if you don't have it, there's still a way to create it. I'll show you an example of how cute the Hexie page can look. So here's one I did in my Harmony Handbook. It's probably my favorite layout that I do with shapes. So that is what you could end up doing in your book. So here we have the index cards. You could embellish these with stickers, with honeys, florals, whatever you like is embellishing the index cards, filling them with quotes. Here's another place to put a split. And then we are moving into the art journaling pages. So art journaling is where you will use your art journaling prompts, which we provide right here. So these are your prompts. You snip each one out. If you like them, you can skip them and make your own, but you paste the prompt here and then create a page. And I believe, as an example, so this was someday, so I just made a layout with just strips of paper and a honey. So this was my someday prompt. So that's how you end up creating pages in here. So we have those, and then we have the back of it here, and then this gets discarded, and then that's the back. And then we have the trim. This is the template that we provide so that you can use this to trim the paper down. If you purchase the Crafty Club Playbook Workshop #1, Mark, my husband, actually filmed a video to show you how to use the trim template to actually trim down your paper. So because you're actually getting letter sized sheets and you trim them down to this particular size. So this really helps with that, and he shows exactly how to do that in his video. Here are the new dividers. This is part of the new Playbook kit. So we have, these were done like little advertisements, so which I'm really excited about. So we have a little advertisement for the Reset Girls Planner Honeys. And then we have a ad for the I Love My Community journal card set. Now, if a lot of you might remember that this is an actual set of journal cards. Here is one right here. These are based a lot on little inside jokes we have here in the community. And there's an actual set of them. There's 30 cards in the set. So we did an advertisement all about that and all of the fun little memories we've had on our live events. Here is an ad for the Girl Friday collection. This is by far and away our most popular collection that we have. And here is an ad for the Crafty Club Playbook, rated #1 among crafters, which I think is adorable. Then we have the Journaling Essentials #1. This is my favorite collection and the thing I use, like, I would say of everything I have that's TRG, this is my #1 product that I use, and I use it a lot. Love, love, love the Journaling Essentials #1. Here is a set of templates. Here's the Hexie template I mentioned earlier that we provide. This is on cardstock, so you can cut this out and use it to cut out scrapbook paper and magazine pictures. Here's your 2x3 photo and your 3x4 photo. Here is a tab that you would attach to this, which is a reminding bookmark. So we have in the Crafty Club itself, we have a new post that goes up every week, and that post is to encourage you to share a page or a spread in the Crafty Club Playbook in there. So not only do we have this posting reminder here, bookmark, but in the Crafty Club Playbook itself, we also have these little reminders down here in the corner that will remind you, shared this page in the Crafty Club. So once you share something, you can just check it off, and that way you'll remember, hey, I shared that one already. So it applies to a lot of individual pages, but then when there are spreads, like this one, it'll just have a little checkbox over here, shared this spread in the Crafty Club. So this is something you would share all together. So that was a little feature that I wanted to make sure was included, just to help remind you that part of the fun of this community is sharing and inspiring each other. And we create these posts specifically so that when people come into the Facebook group, they can easily find each of the posts that contain all of the inspiration. And that way, you know, your contribution could inspire another club member. So you have reminders all through the end of the book, which ends at the end of May. We also provided some journal cards this time, cute little cards. These are meant to slip into the pockets that you can add to the back of your book. So we have an opportunity for you to record your current morning routine and your current evening routine. A lot of times those things change from season to season because the weather changes, your schedule changes. So it's kind of fun to document that, and you can embellish these. You have an opportunity to record what your planner team is this season. What's got you fired up? Maybe it's something negative or something positive, but what's got you fired up? There's also these fun little pocket cards, and these will fit in the different configurations of like your traditional pocket pages. So like I showed you earlier, I have this. So I have the 6x4. This is the horizontal, so that one would fit here. And then the little 2x2, depending on the type of pocket page you have, some companies have the 2x2. I don't think I have an example in this book, but then here's 3x4 pocket pages here too. But I use a variety of different size pages. I really like the small little mini pages like these, the little 2x2, and these are like for small, like the two ring, like a binder ring, which is probably the binding I'm going to use this time around. So these little 2x2s would fit in here. And then you have a 5x7 print of the cover, and this is so that if you decide you want to do like a different type of cover for your book, that you can use this instead of the one we provided, that perhaps it would work better as an embellishment. Okay, I just wanted to grab this really quick. So as an example, this would be, this right here would be an example of how I would use this kind of embellishment, would be making my own cover and then using that embellishment here. And as you can see, if you shrunk your Crafty Club Playbook ever so slightly, you could actually probably fit it into a 6x8 album. As it is currently, it's a little too tall, but I think if I would have like printed it at 90%, I could have fit it in a 6x8 album. In which case, it would be super cute to have your little cover embellishment like that. Isn't that adorable? It looks like it was made for it. Okay, now that makes me really want to do it now. Now I've just talked myself into it. But this would be an example of how you could use the cover. If you could also just, you know, put it into a little frame, put it inside your craft room. Did I just, where did I go with that? Okay. There's also a bookmark with it, and then you have a series of more pocket cards. These are little 2x2s, which are fun to fill the pocket, the little pockets up. Here are larger pocket cards. This is like a 4x4. These are 3x3s. And then this is ephemera, so you could use these for embellishing your art journaling pages, adding to the album or the rings, making them more like a junk journal style. And then we provided more tabs so that you can attach these to the dividers. And so here's my winter book again as an example of how cute these fun mismatched tabs can look in your book. So they are double-sided, so there's the fronts, and then when you flip them over you can see the backs of them as well are super, super cute. So in the Crafty Club Playbook Workshop number 1, the entire assembly, including adding tabs and how to create the dividers, all of that is included in that workshop. And so that is available now if you are purchasing a Crafty Club Playbook for the first time. We also have the prompts, and like I mentioned earlier, everything is labeled so that it will tell you how or what to print to. So it could be sticker paper, we might suggest photo paper. I have awesome paper recommendations now on theresetgirl.com. Everything's been updated into a proper Amazon shop, so we give you the links to all of these recommendations, what I actually use. And one of my favorite papers that I use now is a awesome photo paper that's like a thinner cardstock, and the quality is just breathtaking, and it's $5 for a pack of this stuff. It's now my go-to paper. Everything gets printed on it. Anything that would be cardstock, I just print to the photo paper because the clarity is just, it is amazing. It is as nice as like the expensive photo stock paper that I was using before. So that is our spring book. I cannot wait to get mine set up. I'll even show you, like this is a 6x8 binder, so you can see that it's really close to fitting in here. It's just slightly too tall. I think you could probably get away with just slicing off the top, like maybe a 1/4 inch, and you could get away with it. I don't know. I'm tempted to try it, but I think another way of doing it would probably be just printing it slightly smaller. And a lot of people, you know, in the community do stuff like that all the time. They like to customize this sizing to kind of fit into, you know, whatever format they like. Some people like the original version of the Crafty Club Playbook, which was letter size. So those are things you can experiment with, is just testing that out and printing them at a smaller percentage and seeing how that goes. Or larger if you want to make your book back to letter size. So I had mentioned also, and I have a cute little card here as a segue, but we packaged up the Crafty Club Playbook, the spring edition. We are offering it as a bundle with our newest workshop. And then the workshop is called Pocket Fever. So a lot of you in the community have heard me talk about how I have a raging case of pocket fever. I got very, very excited and obsessed with pockets over the summer during Camp Wannacraft. Just really realizing how many things you can put into pockets. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized, you know, I shared an idea in the last workshop, our Crafty Club workshop, Crafty Club Playbook Workshop number 1. We did share a couple ideas, but I wanted to really expand on it, show you more things that I thought of how versatile it is to be able to add pockets to your book. And it not only is just a fun way to craft, it's not necessarily something that you would do just for memory keeping, which is really what pocket pages were created for, is photography and documenting your pictures. but it's so much fun to just add stuff to them, like art journaling, scripture writing, Lister's Got a List. There's just so many fun things you can do. So we put together a workshop that will be live on March 15th. You can purchase it now, and then the content will be completely available March 15th. It goes live all at once. You don't have to wait each week for something new to come out. All of them will go live, and there's about 7 videos in the workshop. So that's the bundle that's being presented for spring, is the Pocket Fever workshop with the spring edition of the Crafty Club Playbook. If you would prefer to just do the Pocket Fever workshop, it is also sold as a standalone workshop. So you have more options this season to buying things, and you can also buy the Crafty Club Playbook solo. So it comes with a kit, so you'll still get all the printables and the book itself. That is something you can purchase separately as well. So there's actually 4 products that are being released in this launch. I truly love this book. I know that many of you do as well. It is very beloved because, like I said, it's such an easy button way of crafting. It is just something really simple that you can come home and just dive into. I can't tell you like how delicious it makes me, like just looking through my pages, and I don't know, just all the stuff like that I personally have recorded and put in here. This was the very first day. This was January 1st. And just remembering like some of the stuff that I did. I feel like it's like a million years from ago that we launched the winter one. It already feels like the longest year ever. But it has been so delightful having my book, assembling it, and now it's just a matter of completing it. So I know that's something a lot of you guys feel like you're behind, and so we really want to kind of inspire you and encourage you and help you feel accountable to spending time crafting, because it is such a wonderful form of self-care. So we have not 1, not 2, but 3 different live shows that are all supporting the Crafty Club Playbook. There is the Late Night Crafty Club, there is the Crafternoon with Corey, and there is the Playbook Power Hour. If you go to our calendar right now on theresetgirl.com, we have updated March's calendar with all new events. And at this time, there's a small caveat. I do have to say that it's kind of been very touch and go lately for me in my life, so I kind of reserve the right to say this is what I'm planning, but if I happen to have a bad health day, I kind of have to pull the plug on it. But I did set an ambitious schedule nonetheless, because it's something I'm very committed to. I don't just roll the book out and just let you guys go to town. I really do try to support it and encourage you to have someone, a girlfriend to craft with, to feel like you have someone to craft with and you're not alone. So there is a lot of support behind the Crafty Club Playbook. You're encouraged to share your pages both on Instagram and in the Crafty Club itself. And I know that this has really been so helpful and encouraging to a lot of women who just have good intentions to craft. We own lots of craft products, but just often feel, you know, struggling and not necessarily inspired to start pages from scratch. And this can be a great jumping off point to just practice things and then, you know, transfer those techniques and ideas into other places like notebooks and your planners, your Bibles. There's, you know, so many different platforms that we can craft in now. So I am continuing to plug away in my winter book, and I will be setting up my spring. I was kind of just trying to decide if I was going to combine them, which is another thing you can do if you've kind of stayed small and slim. They are designed to kind of expand and add stuff too. So if you happen to have a very robust spring and you spend a lot of time crafting, then if you walk out of there with a big fluffy playbook, that's awesome. Maybe your winter was busier, so it's going to stay a little slimmer. So each book can either stand alone or you can try to combine them. that's what's really fun about these. All you need to do is upgrade your discs if you want to just put them together, or you can upgrade your rings. There's, as I have discovered, there are many types of rings out there that you can put these on as well. So that is my, ta-da, my spiel for the Crafty Club Playbook. So all the links will be below in the description box, so you can just click, go to our sales page and see all of the options. I hope that you love this book. I hope that if you have not joined the Reset Girls Crafty Club on Facebook, that you give us a try. It is the most sweetest, wonderfulest, supportive, awesome Facebook group that ever was. And you'll get a chance to continue to interact with members here on my YouTube channel as I do my live events here. You're always welcome to join the chat along with us and get to know our members, because that is what is the best part of the community. And we just happen to rally around a couple fun little books and projects that I introduce, but really it's the community that just makes the whole experience just super special. So thank you so much for watching this video and joining me on the live. I really appreciate it. I hope this is a fabulous spring for all of you.